George, thanks for your time here on Top Story.
Hello.
Great to have you, George. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Ivan, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Let's start with that headline. I mean, we had today that policy that will make cost for first year students free. Break it down for me. What exactly is the policy?
What we are saying is that for first year students in public schools, we are going to take care of academic user fees for them. And looking at the costing, we are looking at about 125,000 students. And about 2,000 cities a year academic user fees. So what we are paying is academic user fees. It comes when about 227 billion Ghana, about $30 million. I believe it's feasible and government can look at it and do it.
And why are you doing this? Why is this necessary for the NDC?
Evans, I believe if you've gained admission to go to any of these public tertiary institutions, one of the things that really causes problems, and I'm sure in the last few days, you've seen a few GoFundMe people asking for support for brilliant students who have gotten 8As, 6As, 7As, and don't have the money to fund. And one of the most difficult things that confront most students is that admission fee. Usually when you get your admission letter, the amount of money you need to pay is always you need to buy clothes, you need to buy stuff, you need to pay for hostels or residential user fees. What government seeks to do is to take away that burden. And this policy is in two parts. We also have the STLF Plus, that is the Student Loan Trust Fund Plus, which is also going to support students who have already applied for the student loan. And sometimes the loan delays. And so instead of waiting all that time, you could use the loan as collateral. The school is going to register you where you can go ahead and access your education. And anytime your loan is ready, the loan will go to offset whatever debt you have with the school. And so it's in two parts. So the first part is for level 100 students, they are going to get academic user fee for free. And then for continuing students who are not able to pay their fees and have challenges, if you've already subscribed to be on the Student Loan Trust Fund, then what the Student Loan Trust Fund can do for you is that instead of going to pay the academic user fee directly, the fund can step in and pay the fees for you so that you don't have any disruptions in your education.
Now let's talk about how you're going to fund this. Now, from the calculations you've done yourself, I believe I may have lost him there. Hello, George.
Yeah, I'm here.
No, fantastic. From the calculations you've done yourself, this comes out shy of 300 million CDs a year, correct?
Yeah, that's about $30 million, Ivan.
$30 million. Now, how are you going to fund this?
President Mama spoke to it. He spoke about how we are going to use it. The GET fund has been capped and it's also been mortgaged. We need to disentangle the GET fund from all these challenges. Anytime government decides to do a program, government must find a dedicated funding source for it. The NDC is committed. If we even cut the waste alone in the system.
No, but let's be specific. So are you spending from the GET fund to fund this particular issue?
The GET fund is one of the areas we intend to use to fund it.
One of the areas, not the only.
Yes. Definitely along the line, other revenue streams may come on board. But for now, when every policy starts, it starts small. It's the thinking stage. So you definitely have to go through the difficulties and challenges of it. But what we intend to do is to start with the GET fund. And believe me, $30 million can easily be gotten out of the GET fund.
So will the GET fund from the start be funding all your $30 million?
Ivan, you're overly pushing me. But what I'm saying is that
we're in an election period, and what we do is obviously once you put out a policy to interrogate it for people to know if indeed it's doable, right? And so these questions you can expect.
But Ivan, this is feasible, and I'm telling you that. If we even cut the waste in government, the number of presidential staffers we have, the 1,620 presidential staffers, if we reduce the number of ministers, we should be able to make enough savings to fund this policy.
But specifically,
but I'm telling you that we are going to use the GET fund as a starting point.
Yes, but and that's why I'm asking.
That we look for additional funding sources, we will look for it.
That's why I'm asking, George.
Now, we will limit it to the GET fund.
That's what I'm asking, George. So the GET fund will fund all $30 million a year from the start.
It is very feasible, and it can be done. And you see, mind you, Evans, this budget is less than 10%. It's about 10% of how much we are spending on free SHS.
Does that mean that you are uncapping the Get Fund to take care of this?
No, no. But as you look at how much comes into the Get Fund, if not for the capital, the Get Fund accrues more than $200 million a year.
And 30 million, you say, will be hived off just to pay the first year's
Evans,
education.
there is nothing wrong. Every government and its priorities. If this is a priority project, there is nothing wrong if we decide to put $30 million from the Get Fund into this project.
And let's put this in the bigger context here, because you also have free senior high school, which you've told us today. And again, this is something you are repeating from your 2020 budget, that you are extending it to cover private schools. Currently, we are spending 2.8 million cedis on 2.8 billion on free senior high school. You are adding on the $30 million to it from there's a first years for the university. That is ballooning what you're spending on education alone. Is that realistic to sustain this? Considering that you're also going to add on the student loan scheme, which will be carrying a bit more burden under the NDC if you win. Is this one that the economy that is struggling currently can take?
Yes, Evans, we believe strongly that we've looked at the fiscal policies and we've discussed it thoroughly at the committee level, and we believe strongly that the economy is capable and can sustain it. If you have any other alternatives, you may put it forward. But as it stands now, we believe strongly that it can be sustained.
George, I'm very grateful. That is George Opariado there. He is the NDC youth organizer on this matter of the youth manifesto, which was launched today. The headline, obviously, being that the party is going to be paying academic user fees for all level 100 students, first-year students coming into the university across the country. They've estimated it's going to cost them $30 million, just shy of 300 million cedis. And he said tonight that what you're looking for in terms of the source of funding will be the Get Fund.